Welcome to the Gunport channel. Today, I know why you're here. Right down below, yep. You're here to see the Glock 43 Talo edition. This little guy. Now, what makes this different from a regular Glock and what Talo actually did was, they just had some different sights put on the gun. If you're not familiar with Talo edition guns, they usually just come with an upgraded sight of some type. Like, say you ordered a Ruger Red Hawk, Super Red Hawk, and you order the Talo edition. It's going to come with like a fiber optic front sight. Now they do some other stuff, but really with just like Glocks and stuff like that, their main thing is just changing out sights. They got a couple special edition ones for like military and stuff like that that you can order on their website. What this gun actually comes with is just a set of Ameriglow Hackathorn Sights. Now, the Ameriglow Hackathorn Sights are pretty cool because the sight picture really more than anything. What you got going on here is a U-notch in the rear. Then you got that bright front dot. Okay, and now that actually has a tritium lamp in it. And you would think, well, hold on, let's just take that back a little bit. They kind of mimic the Trijicon HD sights. Really, that's what they basically are. They're like a Trijicon HD night sight without the rear tritium vials. Now, is that important? Do you really need the rear tritium vials? And I say no. I've actually had this gun outside in a lower light situation out here. I've pulled the gun up and I'm still able to see that front dot. And I'm still able to get it in that U-notch. So it does work very well. These are Hackathorn style sights. Hackathorn sights are used a lot in like IDPA and things like that. They're really just there for speed. Bringing the gun up quickly and getting on that front sight very fast. And fast sight alignment is what the sights are all about. So that tritium dot does work fine, even though they kind of mimic the Trijicon HDs. Okay, at almost half the price of the Trijicon HD sights. And they actually have Trijicon vials in them, I think. Or a Trijicon vial in the front sight. So they're very bright, extremely bright. Or the front sight is extremely bright. The orange front high definition dot, I guess you would say on there, is really easy to pick up. It's easy to pick up fast and easy to get on target very quickly. So let's talk about some of the cons of this gun and some of the things I think are kind of a letdown on this gun. First is the capacity. 6 rounds. This is where they really let us down. 6 rounds, they give us this pinky extension. But a Talo. Why did they do that? I feel that they really dropped the ball when they made this a 6-round magazine. This could have easily been a 7-round magazine and probably been a little bit smaller than this. Because in reality, we got a lot of room left over here. Almost a half of a round fits in there. But the good thing is, it's a Glock. And what I mean by that is, Glock has an awesome aftermarket. Right now, there's already at least 2 companies I know of that make base plates for it. There's probably more than that. I think, actually, probably 3, because Pearson probably makes something for it also. But you got Terran Tactical, and you also have Strike Industries. Now, if I was going to go with any of them, which I am eventually, I'm going to go with the actual Terran Tactical ones. I have a friend of mine that actually bought the Strike Industry ones, and he doesn't care for them all that much. He says the stippling's not the same, you know, then it just doesn't match up. They are a lot cheaper than the Terran Tacticals, but he said they just don't look that good when you actually get them on the gun. But I'm definitely going to upgrade it, and I'm probably just going to do a +1 on both mags to kind of make it equal to the shield. Now, I had a shield at one point in time, and the shield's a fine weapon, okay? It's a fine gun, but the main concern I had with the shield was whenever I drew the gun up and I brung it up to bring it on target, I always felt like I was fumbling with the gun. I always had to readjust my grip. And something I started doing about a year ago was, anytime I purchased a gun, whether it be new, used, whatever, I always grip the gun and try to see how it presents itself. Meaning that if I draw it out of a holster or if I have it at a low and ready and I bring it up, how quickly can I get on the sights with the gun, right? That's important, especially in a small gun like this and it being a self-defense gun. Basically, it's the grip. However I can grip the gun, and if it feels natural for me when I grip this gun. So if I got it in a carry conceal situation, and I come up like that with the gun, when I bring it out in front, I want to make sure that the gun itself is on target. And it actually allows me to do that with these grips. They're very small. The gun itself is very small. Pinky's dangling off of it all over the place, but it works really well. I've kind of gotten used to that. I used to never carry a gun with the pinky hanging off of it until I started carrying the Mod 2. Now, I did get rid of the Mod 2. It was a fine gun. I carried it for about a year and a half or so, and the gun served me well. It was a fine gun. Ergonomics on it were great. It's just, there's one little problem. It's too thick, and I was starting to get lazy on carrying it. I wasn't going to carry it every single day. I was getting to a point where I didn't want to carry it. You know, as it is, I already have to buy big enough pants, all right? If you guys don't know, I'm going to fill you in on a little secret here. I happen to be a fat guy. I know what you're thinking. I didn't know you were a fat guy. But no, I am. And being a fat guy can actually suck when you're carrying a gun. And some guys are like, well, it's easier for you to hide the actual gun. I don't agree with that at all. I wouldn't know because I am a fat guy and I've pretty much been fat for a long time. But I think skinny guys actually have an easier time carrying the gun. And the reason being is, when you sit down in a car, you ain't got something that's like getting pinched. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what I'm saying, then you're definitely skinny. You got stuff pushing the gun out, you know, it's like over here. Things can get awkward when you're carrying a gun as a fat man. So that's basically why I went with the smaller gun. And I went with this particular gun. And it just so happened to be the Talo edition. It ain't like I didn't go out looking for the Talo edition. It just happened to be there. They had this, and they had a regular Glock 43. And the price wasn't too much difference in it, and it came with nicer sights on it. So I went ahead and decided to go ahead and get the Talo edition. So, enough talking about it. Let's put some, ooh, got some pocket lint in that mag. Let's put some rounds on some steel real quick. That slide release is a little stiff on it compared to other guns of its size. Reholster it again. That's what I liked about that little gun, is I'm able to get it out fast, get it on target, get my shots where I want to put them, and I mean I can do it fairly quickly. I'm not a quick draw guy here, nothing like that. As you've seen on the last target, I kind of hesitated for a second, and that was me, and that's basically how I grip the gun. So right now I'm kind of practicing with this gun. By the end of the time I got done carrying the shield, I was actually pretty quick on drawing it, getting it out there, and getting my shots on target. I really wish I had a shot timer. I don't have one currently. I will probably get one in the future. I've seen one, and if anybody knows who makes it, it's a watch. It's like a shot timer, but it's a watch you can wear. If anybody knows what that is, put it in the comment below. Let me know, because I'd really like to find out where to get one of those at. But, you know, if you're looking for a small carry gun out there, something that's going to be dependable, reliable, and nice and compact, definitely take a look at this the Glock 43. And also take a look at the Talo edition. I think the Talo edition would suit you well. I think it'd be one of them guns that I think you would definitely be happy with it if you went out and bought it. Some of the downsides on the gun are the actual magazine capacity is low. They could have fixed that by adding an extra round to the pinky extension. And another complaint I've read a lot about is trigger pull. While I got that in my head, let's go ahead and test that. Now, I also own a Glock 42, and the advertised trigger pull on it is 5.5 pounds. It has never broke under 7.5 pounds, okay? This, on the other hand, it breaks pretty good. So, all 3 pulls there broke just a little bit over 5.5 pounds. Now, this is not the most accurate trigger pull scale in the world, but it does work. With these types of triggers, like on the Glock trigger, you have to be right on the right spot, and if you're not, you're going to get too light of a trigger pull, or you're going to get something that's like astronomically high. But for the most part, it breaks right at around 5.5, maybe 6. And that's fine with me. That's fine on a carry gun. I would like to maybe upgrade a little bit of stuff on it. I'm thinking about putting just a flat trigger shoe on it. A couple companies make a nice little flat trigger shoe, and that would help as far as where, you know, the actual placement of your finger is on the gun. That would help out quite a bit. I don't want to lighten the trigger pull up any on it. I think it's just fine the way it is for a small carry gun. I would like to replace the trigger shoe. So that might be coming up in the future. I might replace the trigger shoe on it, and I'm definitely going to be getting the magazine extensions for it. It definitely needs higher capacity than what it's currently at. 6 round is just not enough. They could have made it a 7 round. They could have made an 8 round actually, probably, and got away with it, and still been the same size as the shield. So if you're looking for a nice little carry gun, looking for something simple, nice to carry, quick on target, look at the Talo Glock, the Talo Edition Glock 43. I think it's going to be a great gun for most people that are wanting a smaller gun to carry. The other thing is, it does fit in the front pocket. I actually have a pocket holster, but I don't have it on me. It's in my car. And when it's in the pocket holster, I can put it in my front pocket. It is a little bit big, but it looks no different than, like, say, a big cell phone or something like that. You're basically looking at the size of like an Apple iPhone 6 in your front pocket. So that's kind of what it reminds you of. It may be uncomfortable, but on those days where you need to go for extra deep concealment, or you might be wearing like cargo pants, cargo shorts, something like that, that holster is one of those nice things that you can really hide the gun in. So if you like what you've seen today, please subscribe, and thank you for watching the Gun4 channel.